I'm so glad you could join me today. Today we're gonna do a nice little interesting painting on canvas. And as you may notice, we got the two different angles this time. This time it's just gonna be for the clean, as you could see here. I'm sorry, I'm still getting used to having the two angles. But let me run the colors across the screen that you'll need to paint along with me. While you're doing that, let me explain what I got done. So I have a white canvas, doesn't have any gesso, doesn't have any um, liquid white, nothing. I have the oil to the side, and it's just a pre-stretched double prime canvas, but rather than that, just like usual. And let me switch cameras over here, and as you can notice, I have a cup with some medium in there. I have limited brushes this time, and my cleaning over here, and simple. So I think with those things to the side, you guys knowing my brushes, you guys get to see everything. I think that'll be fine. And oh, I was about to say, and I forgot to put the oil on, but I remember. I just remembered no oil to canvas, but to the paint. So it's just a little oil on my brush, and just tap it into the paint. I'll thin out that paint relatively pretty good. Just thinning that paint out and tap that paint into both sides of your bristles. Notice how I was tapping more on this side so it has more paint compared to this side. Now let's come up here. I'm not trying to block any angle, but I think right here I'm gonna have some water. Today's gonna be a nice, interesting one. I got this idea right now, not too long ago, and maybe there's some water over here. And I thought, I gotta go paint this. So just notice how I'm not putting water everywhere. It's gonna come to play for this. Okay? And, and let's go ahead. Let's put in a sky. So just tapping some phthalo blue. Let me add a touch more oil. Oh, that was too much. But just tap that paint into your bristles. And just act like there's liquid clear. That's like the best way you could think about it. If you think there's liquid clear on the canvas. Now all I'm doing is these crisscross strokes, just allowing that paint to get into the grain of the canvas, that little fabric. Some people, when they think of canvas, they think of um, the whole frame with the canvas. But canvas is actually just the fabric you're painting on. That's what's canvas. Alright, we're almost about done with this sky. You could go in some circular motion. Now, I'm gonna pull out a little bit of titanium white. Let's come up here and just get like a light area. I'm just gonna go crazy. Today's that crazy episode. Brought to you by myself. There's always has to be a crazy painting. I think today's that painting. Okay, and no cleaning this brush, but we'll get to it in a sec. Now, let's go ahead into straight mountain mixture. Put it on your palette as flat as you can get it. Cut a roll and just start shaping out some mountains. And just scratching off the basic paint. By the time you guys are watching this video, my birthday is officially tomorrow. I'm excited for that. And the video you guys will see Friday is a day before a party I'm doing. I'm gonna have a nice little fun party. We'll see how it goes. And yeah, you guys could, as a gift towards me, you could subscribe, leave a like, comment down below what you like, what you want to see, where you're watching me from, anything. It's nice to hear back from you guys. And I know right now the goal is small, but the goal right now is to hit 100 subscribers before my birthday. So 100 subscribers before, I'll let it slide until Saturday. So Saturday, September 9th, let's try to reach this channel to 100 followers, 100 subscribers. Now, with the same brush, just sort of pull that paint out. You're not gonna pull it much, but you'll move some of that paint. So I like to sort of tap and pull that paint. That will allow me to move this paint since there's no liquid white. And sort of just make sure everything's dark, because if you highlight and it's light, you're not going to be happy with me. Alright, some titanium white. Let's get a touch of Van Dyke brown. Leave it marbled. Let's come up here. No pressure. No pressure whatsoever. And if you don't like the shape of your highlights, don't worry about it too much. We'll come back towards our shadow process to kind of shape out our mountain and its highlights and its shadows, all of that. But today I didn't want a snowy mountain, so I decided to add a little bit of Van Dyke brown towards it, to my white. Maybe right there it connects. Just adding some white and a little bit of Van Dyke brown. Van Dyke brown is a strong color like titanium white, so you got to be careful with both colors. Got to be careful with the two colors, if not, they'll have a fight between each other. They won't coexist. Maybe not, but I like to think about it that way. They're gonna fight each other. Just like so. Okay, now I'm gonna go in through some titanium white and a little bit of mountain mixture to gray it. And just to add that tone, we're gonna add some Van Dyke brown to it. Van Dyke brown, mountain mixture, and titanium white. And this is where you truly decide. That's too light. This is where you truly decide where you want your highlights to really be. So I'm just plopping it in. Just like so. Just lightly graze it. Graze upon it. Just, oh, you could spend all day playing with mountains and all that type of stuff. And if you like a little bit of white, just to sort of, if your shadows and highlights blend, this is will help bring them back. They're dying. Gotta bring back your highlights. I like to mess around when I'm painting. Look at that. You already have a nice little mountain. Tap the base with the corner of your brush. Tap and pull basically. And just following that angle of the mountain and just blend it. Now, I'm gonna pull my 2-inch brush, or not pull, but tap the paint into some mountain mixture. Let's come up here and let's just tap a basic. I'm gonna thin it down just a little bit. I don't want it too thin. There we go. So something like so. Maybe it comes down here and just doesn't really matter about the rest. You choose where you want this to go. You choose if you want it however you want it. It's your painting. You get to choose. I do it the way I like to because it's my painting. But I do have to put bright colors in my paintings so the camera could pick it up better. Because if not, you guys won't see my dark colors, my dark oranges, sometimes maybe my dark greens. Colors that maybe one desires at a moment. And I need the camera to pick it up. So same dirty brush, just pulling it through some cadmium yellow. We have not cleaned this brush since the beginning, and it is still going good. So all I'm doing is tapping some grass. Just tap it. And if one side finishes out of paint, flip your brush to the other side to it's almost like a reload of paint. And go again. So look, you pull out your paint and you tap it into your bristles. Even distribution. The more you load, the lighter most of the time it will be. And you could play around with this as much as you like, or you could just follow the base of your grass. I chose to kind of lift up a bit, make it look like it's part, like blended in. You could do so many things with this. It's just a matter of imagination. And your imagination is like a muscle. You just gotta work it out. Okay, we have this right there. Now, let's go ahead. Let me clean up my palette a bit. Put that paint to the side. And I'm gonna go with straight Van Dyke brown. Or you know what? Maybe a little bit of mountain mixture just to darken it even more. But I still want that brown hint. Okay. So this is how it looks on my palette knife. Let's come up here and let's just graze upon. Just graze it upon. Okay. Now put some titanium white. And maybe the dirt is like a brown grayish. There's nothing wrong with that. You should paint nature the way you see it. Okay. Let me clean off my knife. I have a rag to the side. And just pull out some titanium white. Let me just put in a couple little water lines. Just like so. Just tap, slide, however you think would benefit. Now, let's go back into our mountain mixture. And I think it comes some land. Here comes some land. Just tapping it. Something like so. Let me put a little, or you know what? I already have enough oil here. Just scrub it in. And since I didn't wash my brush and there was cadmium yellow, it turned the mountain mixture green. That's okay. We're gonna turn it into grass either way. I need to give you guys a brush washing at least once in this video. If not, the second angle doesn't serve a purpose, at least for today. So I gotta make it serve a purpose. And just tap a little bit of grass. Just tap it in. It's so simple. And if you're new, welcome to the channel. I'm glad you joined me today. Maybe I'm not assuming, but you're probably not doing the painting. But that's okay. It takes some time. Not everyone can do it on their first try. I didn't, that's for sure. It took me a couple years to get the hang of it, learn certain things. Now, let's come in here and let's just mess around here. Still, we're doing good time. We're doing some good time. I think like so. So just like so. I'm gonna dip my brush in a little bit of oil just to thin out my paint further, to be able to just scrub it on. Now, I'm gonna get some of that Van Dyke brown and mountain mixture. Just lay in some dirt and fix up this bottom area. Now, gotta put some dirt here. It needs its dirt as well. If not, this would fall right into that water and make a big ol' splash. Okay, let's come up here. Let's go ahead and highlight these just lightly. Shouldn't take much pressure. Now, pull out some titanium white, and I just want some few water lines. Okay, now let's highlight the grass. We gotta highlight the grass. You can't just leave it all dark. I'm just tapping it. I don't think in this painting there should be reflections, but if you're painting this and you say, I think it does need reflections, you put the reflections you want. Everyone paints a bit differently, and everyone inside them can paint to a degree. And we get better at it just by practicing. I know it doesn't sound fun, but when you could go through all this, you have fun. It's just the way you think about it, mostly. I used to be forced to, for a while, take art classes, which didn't help me, and I just didn't like it. And I learned myself. I taught myself. Look at me now. Now, with the with the flat brush, I'm gonna go into some mountain mixture and some Van Dyke brown. Let's put in a couple of rocks that live right up in here. You can make every rock a separate shape. It's up to you. There's no correct shape. And with some white, we'll just go over with some water lines, just to create the effect that there's some water covering there. Now, I I think there should be a big old tree. I think somewhere right here. Okay, well, it doesn't want to get it with my flat brush, so I'm gonna just go with my palette knife. And go back with my flat. This is a place I would want to visit. No, I'll be scrolling through TikTok at times, and I'll see paintings, people painting these gorgeous paintings, and I go, "Oh, that's such a great idea! How come I didn't think about that sooner?" And I get a little jealous sometimes of people with their paintings. I'm like, "Ah, I should have thought about that. That would have been a great painting." But I think I hit the jackpot with this painting. And I could say I was the first one to do it. Now, I think, okay, we got a little bit of time left. And let's make the best out of it. Some mountain mixture on my brush. And let's come up here. I think there's some water that comes out like so. No, I only thought about water here and here, but let's bring it out here. Let's make it interesting. Let's change things up. Just squishing that paint in there. Let's highlight it. And I think maybe here there might be a few little reflections. So when I put in the water, I'll make sure to put some reflections. Just tapping. That's all I'm doing. Just tap, tap, tap. Tap away. I know I'm going a little overboard on time. I'm sorry about that. But this is such a good painting that I feel like it deserved going over the time. If any painting deserves a little extra time, a little extra attention, it, it would have to be this one. And you guys set the record for uh, my most viewed video. I used to have my most viewed video was like 200, 230, which was the first ever video of paintings I did. And you guys like seemed like you guys like the waterfall one. And that one hit around 460 views. So that one did pretty good. And I'm hoping this one could do good too. Now, let me just pull on some reflections. Okay? With a quick 2.5 inch. Pull it, go across. Let's put some dirt in there. Here. Oh, gorgeous. I'm in love with this piece. Just straight up Van Dyke brown. And some highlight. Maybe over here it gets a little lighter. Okay, well, I think that's it. Oh, but I did promise you guys a brush cleaning. And as you can see, I have my bucket here and I have my dirty brush that we used throughout the whole video. Let me just mix up my cleaner a bit. And I grab my brush, run it through some cleaner. There's a screen at the bottom of the bucket. I gotta really scrub it. But in the meantime, I'm gonna start signing off this video. I thank you guys for joining me in today's video. Today was a fun video, and this painting turned out really good. I don't know how I'm gonna top this painting off, but we'll see. Look at that. It's just some residue. I have a bucket down here with water. Just rinse it out. Rinse out the bucket. You know, you gotta rinse out the bucket. Oh, do rinse out the bucket, but you also gotta rinse out the brush. You know, rinse it out, squeegee out. And I thank you guys for joining me. And beat off the brush. Until next time, happy painting, take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye, my friend.